Welcome to Daily IELTS English, a short video where I'll demonstrate some of the techniques that I teach to my students to help improve their English speaking and to help them get higher scores on their IELTS speaking test. First, I'll discuss the technique and then I'll demonstrate with my own answer. Today is kind of a special episode because we're using a technique that I very rarely get to use and a piece of grammar that is very rarely used in English. And it's possible you've studied this piece of grammar before, but it's very difficult to incorporate it into your everyday speaking. Now let's look at the question first. The question is, do you think cinemas will close in the future? Now, as of today, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so things have changed a little bit. All right. Right now, movie theaters are simply not open. And when they do open, things are going to change. At the beginning, it's going to be different. Maybe soon things will go back to the way they were. We just don't know. But I've got this question where my answer is actually very much affected by recent circumstances. And I'm going to show you how you can, one, respond naturally to the question, and two, how that's going to push you to potentially use this less common sentence structure. The sentence structure that we're looking at here is, now, you don't need to know this, but it's called the future conditional. And the structure is, I would have. After that, you're following it with the past participle. I would have said, I would have gone, I would have done. This piece of grammar can show a contrast between the past and how things have changed now. So in this case, I would start by saying, well, a few years ago, I would have said no, but now things are different. If you get a question where things have changed or you have changed recently, then you might use this sentence structure to demonstrate that. I would have done it when I was younger. I would have gone there if I had more money. So you can use it to show how things have changed between the past and now. So very simple. A few months ago, I would have said no, but now things are very different. Unfortunately, the situation with COVID-19 has kind of eliminated this idea that we can simply go into social spaces without consequences. It's funny because I remember 10, 15 years ago when people started downloading movies and people thought, maybe this will finally kill the movie theater, and it didn't. I personally believe that things will get back to a new kind of normal, and it might take a few years. But for now, and for the next few months, maybe even the next year and a half, things are going to be a little bit different. If movie theaters are still around in the future, it might look very different from the way it looks now. Thank you. That's all. Very simple, very useful technique. And typically, these less common grammar structures, I usually put them at the end of a long idea. This one works out perfectly. A few years ago, I never would have done something like this. A few months ago, I would have said yes. A few months ago, I would have thought differently. So it's really nice to highlight how either you have changed or possibly society has changed. Thank you. That's all for today. Let me know what you think. What do you think is going to happen with movies in the future? Put those comments below. Because remember, language is a habit, so you need to practice thinking and expressing these ideas. And that is, of course, the most important thing always. English comes from ideas. So the more you practice thinking about this, the faster you'll be able to answer some of these tougher questions. Practice till you get it right, and then keep going till you can't get it wrong, and I'll see you again soon.